Good morning. It's another blustery one as we wake up in Montrose and go and shake the cobwebs off with a quick walk along the seafront. The beach here looks amazing, but unfortunately there's some works going on, I think after the recent storms. So unless we'd walked a very long way, it was really difficult to get down to the beach. So we contented ourselves with staying on the upper level.
Yeah, buddy, it's a shame, isn't it?
Once we've got ourselves saddled back up at the campsite, we stayed at the South Links campsite. I will drop a link to that in the description, and there's also a video about it if you're interested in that. We head off out of Montrose, calling in to see Bamse's statue after we saw his grave yesterday. Then it's time for a short drive to Dunnottar Castle. There's free parking at the castle, and there's even some motorhome and caravan parking. It is quite limited, and there's a 2.1 metre height barrier for the main car park, but good to see some provision for us in any case. It's only a short walk down to get the view of the castle on the seafront, and what a spectacular view it is. It's an amazing setting. You can go into the castle. It's £10.50 to go in. I'm not sure if dogs are allowed, but it's not really our cup of tea, so we were quite happy to admire it from a distance. I'm sure it looks really good when it's blue skies and sunshine, but I have to say I quite liked it on this slightly stormy, very windy, grey, miserable day. It sort of gave it a really good atmosphere.
Oh, wow, that's huge. Really slow.
There's plenty of walking around here, so you can go and see the castle from a variety of vantage points, and also there is wider walks along the coastal path here. As you can see, Sandy was quite keen to get down to this viewing point. Next up was one of our favourite spots on the whole of our Scottish road trip, and that's Cafe Noir in Stonehaven. It specialises in crepes and galettes, and it did not disappoint one bit. Good coffee as well, and a really nice vibe in there. The crepes were fantastic. Definitely a place to stop into if you're in the area and you've got a sweet or a savoury tooth. They do cater for both ends of the spectrum. Once we'd stoked up in the local cafe, we then headed out to see what else Stonehaven had to offer. It was still pretty wild, but we parked up near the harbour and had a good walk round. Being from the landlocked Midlands, we always love being by the seaside, and we can't really get enough of it. So apologies if there is an awful lot of footage of the sea and the waves. They were pretty amazing here. Even the locals were coming out on this day to check them out. So I think it was a pretty special day with an exceptionally high tide. Eventually we decided it was time to head to the campsite. That was the Queen Elizabeth Caravan and Motorhome Club site in Stonehaven itself, just at the other end of the town. Again, that was an amazing campsite, one of the best we stayed at, so do check out the video of that if you're interested. Obviously, being landlubbers, again, we couldn't really rest in the campsite without going for another walk to check out the waves, which were no less impressive at this end of town. The idea was really to walk into Stonehaven itself, have a look around, see what the town was like, but basically we got pretty distracted and just couldn't believe the waves that we were witnessing. It was clearly unusual because, as I say, locals were watching it as well, and there was some flooding further along. Hopefully, houses and businesses weren't damaged by it and that they were able to sort themselves out so that they were safe. Very spectacular. Again, a bit like the castle. I'm sure it's really nice on a lovely day, but actually it was just pretty epic on this day, and it did give it like something a bit special, a bit unique. So yeah, definitely enjoyed our trip to Stonehaven. From what we saw of the town, it does look like a lovely town as well, cafes and restaurants and shops, so definitely one to consider calling into.
I'm just one of these people that's recording everything. But
I know, but like it's so good.
Back towards the harbour, there's a brilliant coastal walk with a boardwalk and some really interesting sculptures to see on your way. This includes a load of work by the Stonehaven Bamse, although he has actually been identified as a chap called Jim Malcolm. He makes these amazing things. Kerry wasn't overly taken by them, but I have to say I thought they were fantastic. They're really intricate and interesting and quite quirky, with like fish at the helm and things like that. So that totally appealed to me. I would have liked to spend a little bit more time having a closer look at them. So if I'm ever back in Stonehaven, that will be top of the list. But yeah, they're really cool and quirky, something just that little bit interesting and light-hearted to entertain you as you walk along the seafront.
There's a lot more water than there was earlier.
The seas were calming down a bit, and it was time for us to walk back towards the campsite and get settled in for the evening. Another thing to note, Stonehaven is home of the deep-fried Mars bar, but we didn't try it on this occasion. We were all pretty tired at this point, but we'd had a really, really good day in Stonehaven. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you in the next one where we head further along the coast through Aberdeen and towards Port Soy. As always, thanks for watching.